Wow, wow, wow. It's a Friday evening and of course it's time for Trendz Live, another installment right here on SABC channel 404. I'm your host, Kansani Koza, but because we're family now, please call me Candy. What an amazing performance and a great way to start the show by pianist Keenan Meyer, who has crafted his own identity through experiences that have shaped him in his music. We will be speaking to him though a little bit later on the show. But for now though, as we commemorate Freedom Month in South Africa, one son of the soil returned to delight his fans with two exclusive concerts. His name, Dr. Abdullah Ibrahim, a legendary pianist and one of our greatest jazz exports. Former President Nelson Mandela famously dubbed him our very own Mozart, and he did play at the inauguration of South Africa's first democratically elected president in 1994. Water from an Ancient Well is his 1986 album and the title of his most recent tour. We were so fortunate that our producer Rufila Matela joined some of his most loyal fans for this long-awaited concert.
Crowds filed into the venue calmly with anticipation and eagerness to see Abdullah Ibrahim, one of South Africa's jazz icons, performing live. His 5-year hiatus meant that audiences were ready to revel in the music as his fingers danced on the naturals and the sharps. The 89-year-old pianist sent our keen ears in the audience on a journey through song.
The experience was beautiful, very soothing. The music, his performance spoke to the heart. It was lovely seeing a person I've looked up to in terms of like music appreciation over the years.
It was an honor because he's really aged. So it was an honor to be here. That's why I came all the way for him.
In the repertoire from the word go, it sounded spiritual, it sounded gospel, and it sounded like somebody was saying, South Africa, I'm here to see you. You needed to immerse yourself into the music. And I mean, the legend himself, the master. I still have to unpack how I feel about tonight's performance.
Where words fail, music speaks. Ibrahim's name will forever be etched into the hearts and minds of international jazz lovers, young and old, but more specifically, those here in South Africa. Many can recall when they first heard Dollar Brand, aka Abdullah Ibrahim's music.
Funny enough, I was thinking about it earlier on today. So, whilst growing up, right, back at home, so Shangube, my brother and I used to share like a bedroom with twin beds, and there was no ceiling. And at night on Tobela FM, there used to be a show called Adaptability, and the song that would come on just before it starts is called Chesa. We would just like quietly get up and dance because it would be like at night and we're supposed to be sleeping, but we would wait for that song because it was so memorable to my brother and I.
While jazz may feel intimidating and highbrow to some, it is best described as a genre that is for the people, by the people.
I think that jazz is not for the elite. It's actually a very simplistic music. It is for the refined ear. And in the era of Abo, Amapiano and all of that, I feel like what we are doing wrong, and we are actually bringing jazz down and not giving it the space that it needs to exist.
Here in Pretoria, he'll tell you his story about how he grooved, danced, partied with people in Mamelodi, in Atteridgeville, in Yesteres. So jazz is not for the elite. Jazz is a spiritual music. Jazz emanated from the days of slavery.
While not forgetting our past and the giants whose shoulders we stand on, we turn our heads to the future of jazz in South Africa.
There are so many upcoming musicians or lesser known musicians that are much younger. And from what we are seeing, it's an uprise of movements that actually speak about societal issues, even our daily issues in the modern day and the current issues that we face. It's relatable and it's leading us into making history. So I'm really excited about this landscape, and every single day there's something new.
Check out Kujenga.
Yeah.
You know, Kujenga is a young band from Cape Town who just released a beautiful album. And they're inspired by the likes of the Muffins and Brother Moves On, but more on a jazz tip, like, you know, like improvisational music.
Look, jazz will go a very long way. You know, with the other type of music, it comes and it goes. Jazz stays.
And just like that, our time has come to a close with the iconic Mr. Abdullah Ibrahim. As you've heard from everyone who is here tonight, it's been a wonderful, enriching, and dare I say, even an emotional experience. We saw South Africans, young and old, coming together to celebrate an icon, a giant on the keys. But we don't say farewell to his legacy because he lives on through his music. Can't wait to see what the future of South African jazz is. The name's Lefilo Vatila. Catch you next time.
We don't need to look too far ahead when it comes to the future of musicality in Mzansi because we're currently living in it. Tonight, we're joined by pianist and composer Keenan Meyer, who performed at the start of the show. Born in Johannesburg and having traveled different parts of the world, he has sharpened his skills over the years under the guidance of some of the very best. Majoring in piano methodology and music psychology, his album, The Alchemy of Living, released in 2021, introduced many of us to his compositions. Yeah, I got chills at the start of when you performed. Welcome to the show, Mr. Meyer. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
I mean, I have so much to say for that performance and how we started the show, so thank you so much for being here with us tonight. But I have to ask, like, when did you actually even realize that you had the talent, and when did you start all of this?
So 2007 is my immediate answer, so
Sure.
that was really just, started as a hobby, as I've said before, but I think just, yeah, following 17 years on, we are here.
And we are killing it on stage. That is amazing. Now, when you think about the album that you did release, like, what was the reception of that album and how did it make you feel?
I think The Alchemy was a love project for myself, first and foremost. So it was music that I had to hear, you know, that I didn't hear, that existed in our archive. And the reception of it really blew my mind because it wasn't something I had expected, in the sense that, you know, it connected people to their own ancestry, and that was a beautiful thing to observe. Really.
It's a beautiful thing that you got to do that. I love it. Now, you've gone to NSA, UP, but you're also a scholar of the Mandela Rhodes Foundation. Like, what was so pivotal about that journey?
I've said it in many other interviews, and I think it is the self-actualization and the friendships that come from it.
Okay.
So, yeah, more than, I mean, it's lovely that it's, you know, funding our university fees, but the leadership program that accompanies it is really something that has set us up for life in terms of who we are and how we show up in the world.
Oh, I love that. But I mean, you've just spoken that it's been 17 years that you've been on this journey. Do you have highlights from when you started, you know, with piano lessons to where you are now? Like, at one moment where you're just like, yes.
I think it would be the scholarship.
What would it be?
It would be the scholarship. I mean, there are many other moments that are not, I think they're personal to me.
Okay.
You know, that aren't necessarily for the eye of the public.
But you've archived them in your memory.
Yeah, I've archived them in my heart more than anything.
Oh, I love that. I mean, a little birdie told me that you actually met Dr. Abdullah Ebrahim. Like, did he ever say anything to you? Like, what was that experience of, like, meeting him, getting to just experience him?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it, experiencing him. It wasn't much of a conversation. I was already in the check-in line. I saw this man approach with the saxophone case, and I think he had just finished performing King Kong in Cape Town. And I mean, nobody else could, you know, understand who this person was. And I mean, he's a man of few words, I would like to believe. And it was more his presence. It was more what I was engaging and encountering, that spirit that I was so fortunate to meet.
I'm so jealous, but I get to meet you, so at least that's something.
It lives on, for sure.
Are there any artists in your space that you'd like to collaborate with, or even outside of what you do?
I think the first answer I'd give is King Tandis Famazan, because yeah, I think this is spirit to spirit. We need to, you know, usher in new sounds. And that's really something I would really love to do.
In my head, she's my friend, so I'll see if I can make something work. But speaking about King Ta, because you both are very much into fashion, your Instagram is like bubbling, it's fire. You are, for me, the poster child of like a fashionista, new age, and what you do. Like, what inspires your fashion choices?
I think that is I need anything flowy, you know. Studying in varsity when we had to play piano, it was always in suits, black suits that were always, restricting to movement at the instrument. And so I opted for linen or anything that was really allowing me to be comfortable.
And free. And speaking about freedom, because we are in Freedom Month, how important is it for, artists to weave in the journey that we've gone through as like a country into their music and their experiences when it comes to, freedom in our country?
Nina Simone said that she believes that the job of the artist, or the artist's duty, is to reflect the times. And so I think that's an important thing as we celebrate. I want to say celebrate, because what are we celebrating? 30 years of democracy. Are we really free? It's a question we should ask. It's a question that is coming up in my emerging work, is these emerging themes of reconciliation. As we go back to the archive, what are we hearing or what are we receiving from the words of our forefathers, and how do we carry it here in the now, and how do we then contribute then to a new way of being and usher that in? And I do that in music.
I love that. You just spoke now about upcoming work. When can we actually be expecting that? What is happening with this work that's coming?
It's exciting. It is coming this year. I will say expect announcements mid-year. There's definitely something for those who are, and those who are now new to knowing Keenan Meyer, knowing the music more than anything. It's not necessarily me. It's
but
more,
experiencing
I need you to hear the
gift.
music. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So you actually asked for water before you started in a bowl. What's that all about?
I definitely think it is a matter, and this is also goes down to the indigenous knowledge that we should be reintroducing back into our schooling systems, into our ways of being, and that is just an acknowledgement, really. And as I put the water next to me, what it symbolizes for me is purity. And so as I am sharing the music, may it land on fertile soil. And I use the water as a water spirit myself, I call in those ancestors to usher in.
We felt them, we heard them, and thank you so much for coming. I literally could speak to you the whole day, and the fact that you are now like the face and a part of a movement of how this industry is going is such an honor. Thank you so much for being here. It's been such a pleasure having you here, and I know that our music industry is in great hands with you here. But right now, though, we're going to be taking a quick ad break, but before we do, we are in for a treat because Mr. Keenan Meyer is going to be playing for us once again. Take it away. And just like that, we are back, continuing to bring you the entertainment you deserve. South African history is a compounded tale of moments that evoke numerous emotions. Central to these stories are men and women who stood in the front lines, fighting for our freedom. And this Freedom Month, coinciding with the month she passed on, the Market Theatre in Newtown, Johannesburg, showcases a woman significant to this cause. The Cry of Winnie Mandela is a theatre production which reveals the enduring strength of the female South African spirit. So Trend Livers, let's get more and take a look.
A story of resilience and courage, addressing poignant issues that affect women from all spheres of life. This is The Cry of Winnie Mandela. Momo, The Cry of Winnie Mandela is a compelling story. What is it really about?
The Cry of Winnie Mandela is about a professor who's writing a story about Mam Winnie Mandela. Whilst conflicted with the ideas of whether or not she was a hero or an oppressor, 4 women arrive from his imagination, and through their own stories, that's how we're able to reach the story of Mam Winnie Mandela.
One night, I prepared my house.
It's based on a novel by Njabulo Ndebele. What do you think was his vision, and how do you then beautifully translate it on stage?
I think his vision was to try and truthfully dig into the minds of women, and women who have been in waiting, right? Whether it's waiting for their husbands to return, waiting for some kind of self-expression, freedom, love, some sort of accomplishment. I think that was his vision, and to give women a voice. You know, it's very rare that men have the tools to effectively write about women or women characters, and I think he was very successful in tributing this book to giving black women voices.
I was sleeping with someone. It's not like drinking a glass of Coca-Cola to kill the thirst.
It's a very intimate theatre space where women have tea gatherings, sharing their stories of waiting. And of course, Umam Winnie becomes central to all these adversities. Having spent valuable moments with Umam Winnie while alive, actress Nambita Mpumlwana couldn't deny the opportunity to embody the spirit and life of Winnie Mandela.
The person you're going to see tonight is a combination of Nambita's thoughts, my experience with her, and the playwright, and the original writer, Prof. Ndebele, and all of those combinations, and of course, hopefully, my humility in just letting her live. The story of Winnie is the way that is being told on stage right now is the only way that it can best be told, because you know, when she passed on, I remember the people were saying Winnie is us and we are Winnie, and that is the reality of who she was. She stood up for us. Her story it resonates in the lives of so many different people. Were it not for Nomzamo Uzaniwe Madikizela, we would not have known Rolihlahla Mandela. We would not have cared past him going to prison. She elevated his name constantly. As much as the ANC made the decision that he is going to be the leader and he's going to be the face of the movement, she made it possible. She was the practical instrument for elevating that name. It's a hybrid of many mediums, right? So we've also got some AV, we've got film, we've got, it's presentational in its nature, right? So it breaks the fourth wall because I directly want the audience to be involved in the play. We will see Winnie in our own stories and in turn begin to humanize her and her own experiences. I think very often people think of Winnie as a very distanced idea of a hero or a heroine, a struggle, political activist, but she actually went through very real human experiences.
Where were you? Nelson, where were you when I desired you,
This is her crown. So when I put on her crown on stage and walk out there, and you can still see Nambita Mpumlwana, I have failed at my job.
This is a universal story, and in some way or other, we have all waited, men and women. And I think its biggest success comes from the audience being able to see themselves in the characters that we've portrayed on stage. And in seeing themselves through those characters, we see ourselves through Winnie. And we realize we are all in the same human experience.
How does the show resonate with you, and how did it make you feel?
So the show was definitely excellent with the time. Brought about some emotions, and also, just some anger from the past, but eventually we moved past it, so definitely worth the time.
It's just a message of telling people that these are the stories that women went through, and not only just went through, but some women are still going through these atrocities that were portrayed in the play.
So I felt like I got a window into deep intimacy and vulnerability, and more so is the story of the other ladies. Like it feels like we all weaved into a big story of this country.
It's plays like these that indeed change the trajectory of a nation, especially during these very volatile times of change. I'm DJ Tira for Trendz, and the theatre is indeed a place to think differently and shape our minds and the country differently.
We are here as part of a battle plan, and that battle plan must make sure that we bring back, as an incumbent, we bring back KwaZulu-Natal.
We want people of KwaZulu-Natal to understand. We wish them to consider giving us another opportunity to continue where we ended as the IFP.
Then what we're aiming to do as the DA is to be the largest party in whatever coalition emerges after the election.
We got in 2019 350,000 votes in KZN, and that was a loud whispering by the people of KZN. We're saying we are ready to receive the EFF in KwaZulu-Natal.
Lokho kusho ukunqoba kwethu. Ngeke singanqobi.
Trendz Live is where you can find us on X, so make sure you follow us and keep the show trending. Now, in hopes of raising awareness on the role creativity and innovation play in the areas of human development, the United Nations selected the 21st of April, which is this Sunday, to be what we now know as World Creativity and Innovation Day. In South Africa, this week, gearing up to the day, platforms such as the Innovativity Institute have created activations and events that highlight the importance of this year's theme. Yesterday, the Innovativity Institute hosted an event titled Adapt to Inspire, which featured thought leaders in the field who shared insights on this global movement. This is also where the legendary multi-creative Dr. Duno debuted her new song about adaptability. We are now joined by Dr. Duno and creative breakthrough catalyst Michael Lee to find out more. Welcome to Trendz Live.
Thank you.
The fact that you guys have taken out time for us this week really means a lot. I mean, yesterday was obviously the conference about, adaptability. What insights can you actually share from the event with us, Michael? Because, I mean, you sat on the panel.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of insights to share. I mean, basically, World Creativity and Innovation Week celebrates, as you said, the importance of creativity and innovation. What's kind of been left out is the word adaptability, which this year LinkedIn has said is the #1 most important skill. It used to be creativity for the last few years. Now they've said adaptability, right? And the difference there is creativity is really about thinking differently, not just from others, but from yourself, being able to shift your thinking to be appropriate to the problem that you're facing, right? And an innovation is the action that follows that thinking.
Okay.
Adaptability precedes that thinking. You have to adapt who you are, how you're being, because your identity, who you are, is what creates your thoughts, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly why you were sitting on the panel. And I mean, you performed a beautiful song for us earlier around adaptability. How did that actually come about to tie into the theme that Michael just mentioned now?
Well, I think maybe they've been observing how my life has been evolving.
Okay.
And I'm naturally like that, actually. As an artist, I know that we have to adapt to the situation that we find ourselves in. And because of that, we're able to create, actually, because you sit outside of yourself and you get from you get whatever you can to be okay with that situation. And you create something beautiful out of that. So for me, it was a nice platform to be at, and to be able to write a song as well about the fun of change, Like, if we don't accept change, then how are we going to live? Because life is about change. That's really the only thing that's constant in life.
That's the only thing that's constant.
Yeah.
And we loved being able to sing along with you with the song. I mean, it was absolutely beautiful. How long did it take you to write the song if you were gearing up for the event?
It came to me at 4 a.m. in the morning. It wasn't coming because I was busy that weekend. And it came in the morning of that week. And I played it once, right, with the guys, and they were catching up to it. And then I left it, and it left me too. So when I was preparing for the event, I was like, please send the song back to me, because it came at that moment when it kind of found me open. It came to me. And then I had to start doing the technical things, like getting the progression right, doing the right thing for music.
You basically followed adaptability. It was like creativity and adaptability into one. That's so
that's
beautiful.
the life. That's the life.
Every time she plays the song, it's different.
Yeah.
So we can't release it yet because it changes again.
It keeps changing.
And we like that, add some flavor wherever you want to. We're here for it. Now, Michael, you are a master of creativity and innovation coaching. What does that actually mean, and how do you execute the skill?
What a good question, right? What does that actually mean? I mean, basically, like, innovation and creativity is human. It's what we are, right? The most human thing in the world is creativity. You created you, right? To start with. Who you are is your invention, right? So we just add adaptability to that equation, because adaptability, as I said, leads to creativity and innovation. But really, like, how do you help people do that? I mean, for me, the key to opening up creativity, to getting people to get past where they're stuck, is to deal with that when we're stuck, it's really us that's stuck. It's not our thinking that's stuck. It's actually us. right?
Sure.
Because who you are is what gives you what you think, right? You
Yes.
can't think, I can't think the same way she does, and you can't think the same way I do, and so on, right?
It makes us all these individuals.
Exactly, but the problem is that
Okay.
we believe, right? We very firmly believe that who we are is an accident, and that it's something we can't shift easily. In fact, we actually can, because like children are very adaptable, right?
Yeah.
As we get older, we become less and less adaptable because we become convinced, almost addicted to the idea of ourself is an accident that we don't control.
No, I hear that. Okay. Now, I mean, Dr. Tu, we have to speak. I mean, this is Freedom Month. We're coming up to Freedom Day on the 27th. How would you say that freedom has impacted or still impact your strategy as a creative?
Whoa, wow.
I'm getting deep with it, yes.
Wow. Actually, I think freedom as a desire is something that helped me to be brave about being a singer. Because I grew up knowing that we're not, during the times of apartheid, we're not free to sing or to write, you know, the way that we actually experiencing our lives. Imagine that. As a creative, you want to be able to release.
And not be restricted.
But you know, we are restricted to even read or sing certain songs by Miriam Makeba, or because those days they were out.
Yeah.
And if you sin with those things, so I grew up during that time.
Oh.
And that stayed with me because, you know, when we started writing, we were hiding, you know, the stuff that we were writing. But it will still be there. So I think that desire to be free, it actually fueled.
Oh,
you know
the woman
what I mean?
that sits in front of us today.
Yes,
Oh, I love
yes,
that.
yes.
But Michael, you know, for anybody that doesn't know about the Adaptability Institute and understand adaptability, what do you hope that they at least take away from this conversation today?
Well, it's interesting that you talked about freedom, because that's really what we're out to do, right? What we do is help people and organizations free their minds from the limitations they put on their own minds, whether that's a single person or whether it's a team or an entire company. Right? What we've announced actually yesterday at the event that we were doing is that in November we're going to be partnering with Business Engage, which is a business empowerment organization in Johannesburg, in South Africa, in Africa actually, to do an event in November where we are going to empower 100 entrepreneurs to have that kind of breakthrough. It's creative breakthrough makeover, if you will, right? Which is going to help each of those people to get past the block that they've had in an area that's stopping their business, but a creative area, not teaching them a business technique or teaching them a method to do something, but rather where is it that their thinking is blocked because they're stuck in that obsession with themselves, right? And so that's one of the things we're doing.
Sure, this is exciting work, and I feel we'll definitely make sure that we make the links available so people can read up and see where they actually can contribute. But in wrapping our conversation up, Ma, what is next for you? Maybe collaborating with your daughter, but what can we expect from
Oh, that's a nice suggestion.
I hope she's watching.
That's a nice suggestion. What's next for me? Well, I'm going back to my Mamsakile show. We're doing season 2 very soon. I'm also working with the city of Eguruleni at the DMT Theatre, Dumisan Masilela Theatre.
Oh, wow.
And I'm also doing Joy, the musical freedom festival. It's an idea of joy that I grew up with because I was saved by joy.
And today you've given us so much joy. Thank you so much.
And by the way, joy is a key thing in creativity. It really is the core. When we have positive emotions like joy.
And having 2 positive people like you in studio with us today. Thank you so much for joining us. What I love about us on Trendz Live is because we are a live show, but one thing is how nuanced we are. From conversations about adaptability to now catching up with DJ Sbu, because we need to get to the bottom of the story. Did he not tell his fans not to work a 9 to 5? Well, he answered a few questions and showed us his fun, adventurous side.
We all can agree that he has touched each and every one of us. Now let's put the serious things aside, catch up with the man. He is now back on the SABC Radio 2000 to be specific. As y'all have been saying on social media that Sbu has bills to pay, we thought let's give the man a chance to do his show before he caught up with us at Total Ninja.
Total Ninja is basically a global phenomenon that comes from our European branch of Ninja Warrior. So Total Ninja basically is a high energy place for people of all ages, from kids under the age of 5 to kids over the age of 5. So this is a fun family entertainment place where there's a lot of fitness involved of different degrees of difficulties and easiness. But more than anything, I think it's a place where families come together to enjoy something active and just make sure that everyone's happy and fit.
Okay, enough talking and back to the action. But first, some warm-ups.
We've got the first one. I'm going to be setting these as we do obstacle courses. So every time you complete an obstacle course, you open the envelope and you take me through what we are looking at.
Okay, I was already on campus radio here. So this is on campus. This is in Doornfontein. I was already on campus. I was already popular as a school DJ.
This one was very demanding and needed a lot of core muscles. But okay, let's see that again.
Yo. This is me. I just gotten fired. I think it was the first or the second week of March 2015. Yes, I just lost my favorite radio job at Metro FM. Because of a stunt that I had done at the Metro FM Music Awards. And I was in the newspapers for the next couple of weeks, and it wasn't a nice period because I love radio.
We thought you staged the whole thing.
So this is what led to me being fired, yeah. This is me on stage presenting at the Metro FM Music Awards. This was the 28th of February 2015. And I was presenting, I don't remember what the category was, with this is Kanyimbao, and this is when I advertised my energy drink, and this is how I got into trouble. Yeah, but it defined an era, because after this, I went on to become an entrepreneur. I went on to encourage and inspire many other South African young people to start their own businesses. And I guess that's the reason why right now they're like, how? Did you get a job back on radio? Now you said we must be entrepreneurs, which is a beautiful thing, but I never said, guys, you must leave opportunities, and I never said you must leave your jobs. Clearly you have not read my books. I said to you guys, create multiple streams of income.
Like a true hustler, Sbu aced all the obstacle courses, but I've made sure that I'm always ready with the questions.
I've got something that is quite interesting in here. This one I'm going to open here. If you squint, you will see me. If you squint, you will see me.
Wow! 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 Friends like
this is actually me, and I went there and I had this long brown hair. This one is actually just me saying, this is who you are. You are known for bringing the industry together. It's actually a picture of you and Double HP.
Double HP?
Yeah.
But DJ Sbu, I just want to say, Jabu, my brother, rest in peace. Double HP loved me and I loved him too.
I can see on the picture.
Double HP sang about me on, I think, maybe more than 1, 2, 3, 4 of his hits. Like, that's very extraordinary for somebody to keep on mentioning you on their biggest songs. And those are some of the little things that also poured onto me. And I remember we even did a collaboration on one of my albums, Lit Double HP Plus. So we did a song called Oh Yeah, Barking Aring Double HP. Oh yeah, Ausbuda Oregelavana, Ausbuda Yao Chilas Buda Oregelavana.
Okay, so he can sing, but can he climb? Not so much.
Okay, so this one, I'm gonna ask him to guess.
Maybe it's me signing any one of my books for one of my supporters. I don't know.
No, but it's okay. Let me set you straight.
All right, okay. You didn't.
You didn't think.
Yeah,
DJ Sbu, what was going on there though? Whoa.
This is me hugging trees, which is what I do regularly. I've got a farm, so from time to time I'm at the farm. I walk barefooted. I hug trees. I've been learning about nature. I love nature. I love hugging trees.
Kimang.
This is a question mark.
Hey, Arabe, we wanna know. It's self-explanatory. Kimang. There's even a song about it that you made. Oh, well, they made.
Oh, Kimang Zegazeg. I said now.
Barelivo DJ Sbu Kadi Hamatameke. Oh man, what a beautiful moment. But there you have it, folks. Once a radio lover, always a radio lover. Mara, to be honest, our producers go out and live their best life, but it's okay because I get to spend my evenings with you. So it's a win-win for all of us. For now, though, a quick stop to the shops, and when Trend Live returns, we have so much more in store. Don't move. Shoes, dress, muriri, let's get ready for the Durban July. This year's theme is Ride the Wave, and who better to give us direction other than DJ Tira and his annual photo shoot that gives us direction when it comes to fashion as we strut into July 6th. Trendz live producer, my girl, Nani Kumalo, was there to catch the behind the scenes of the photo shoot. Asab.
We are counting down to one of the biggest events South Africa has to offer. What am I talking about? Of course, the Durban July. And today we are out at an exclusive photo shoot hosted by DJ Tira with some of his favorite South African celebrities. Come with me.
For some, a week is more than enough to put an outfit together for the Durban July. But not for DJ Tira.
It takes us 6 months to plan for the Durban July, because as the year starts, we start already planning for the 6th of July so that we make sure that everybody who's buying a ticket, because come on, you cannot spend 7,000 on a ticket and then expect that everything is just going to be normal. Afrotainment, we take things to the next level, so it's extra. We have to make sure that the entertainment is on point. We have to make sure that the theme of the Durban July, we accept it and we show you what does it mean. When we say ride the wave, you better come to the Afrotainment Marquee, baby, because that's where you're going to understand what is riding the wave.
For over 10 years, DJ Tira has been hosting the biggest South African superstars at his Durban July marquee, incorporating local celebrities, designers, and the biggest artists Mzansi has to offer.
Well, we roll with the best. We roll with nothing but the best. That's why when you check out the celebrities that are embracing the Afrotainment Marquee photo shoot are the celebrities that you want to die for. You know what I'm saying? So, Wiseman Ngube, he's outstanding. He's one of the best actors that we have in South Africa. Vuyo Biela is one of the best actors that we have in South Africa. And then Mahu, one of the best female vocalists that we have in the country. Come on, we're rolling with nothing but the best. Of course, Kukukati, trendsetter, leading the pack, making sure that everything is on point, making sure that when we host you, you'll feel like, damn, I'm a boss.
Speaking of celebrities we want to dive for, the sensational Mahu was at the photo shoot.
You are wearing an incredible number, right? You look absolutely beautiful. What do you love the most about what you are wearing right now?
Okay, I love the details, I love the colors, I love the bling bling or whatever, and this is my style. It's like so.
What was your brief when you went to Scalo? What did you say you were looking for in particular? Because I'm seeing so much happening with all the garments that are here today.
So annually, without fail, when I said we set the tone, we really do set the tone. You'll see more of these looks at the July. So I think we've taken it upon ourselves to theme the July and also to just, showcase, what can be expected at the Durban July. So today's blues, we are going more aqua, sea, you come into Durban, it's sea, it's water, it's blue. So we're definitely putting us in the water. You'll see the final images, going to be looking like mermaids, hence the dresses, hence the tails, hence the legs.
Voyo and Gugu let us in on what they think people will be wearing at this year's Durban July.
I'm expecting people not wearing more, but wearing less, if I may say. You know, but our winter is not like any other winter in South Africa. Durban's winter is very warm. so I'm really expecting some feathers, you know. People always have feathers when it's Durban July, some beads, cultural stuff, you know. All those mixed masala, you know. Pela se Durban Indian stuff, mixed masala.
Without fail, they're gonna look like this. No, I'm kidding. I think we do really inspire. Hey, that's why we take these shoots very seriously. I mean, you are here. You can see the quality. You can see the stage, which is the property. We make sure that from little detail to the T, we make sure that when you see the photo shoot, the pictures, and when you invade your social media, you already have direction. Look, if I don't look like this, then I'm going to the wrong Durban July.
DJ Tira, tell us why we should be attending the famous Durban July this year.
Durban July is one important calendar in the South African entertainment calendar. And if you are not in Durban on the 6th of July, that means you are missing out. Ayo, it's the one and only DJ Tira Batimakoya Bearings. Hey, Batini, Batibeng no 4,000, Sangselen no 2,000. Who spend a goopy? The afternoon makia, let's toss it up.
Of course it had to be chiki down, but it looks like Durban July this year is going to be on another level. But this is a part of the show that I absolutely hate because we have to love and leave you. But you know what? Trendz Live will be back right here on SABC channel 404 next week, Friday at 8 p.m. sharp. Thank you so much for letting us into your homes tonight. From myself, Candy, until we meet again, stay sweet. Bye.